A new Tampa Bay Business Journal hits newsstands today, and editor Alexis Milner is here to talk about some of the week's big stories. Always good to see you.
It's Friday.
I know, finally. You got some good news. We're
Always.
talking about, a lot of people have been trying to figure out what to do with social media, but you've got a really interesting report on how some businesses have kind of figured it out.
Our Director of News Operations, Pam Huff, put together a great cover story this week about Twitter, businesses that tweet, buildings that tweet, food trucks that tweet, but also really how businesses like Publix, which is very methodical and takes a look at things. They actually started their social media strategy in February. They created two handles, one for Publix and one for helping customers. It's a way to push their products and their brand. It's not a big sell, but increasingly businesses are using Twitter to really react to customer service. The story is interesting because it's a way to really engage in the moment and to continue a conversation about a brand or product. It gets them out there, it makes them personable, and it's a really interesting story.
Okay, a lot of folks are going to be tweeting about this. A Tampa-based restaurant is expanding now, opening 3 locations, and in all places, Saudi Arabia. I mean, in the Middle East. What is behind this thing?
Well, there's apparently an affinity for American foods. Beef O'Brady's is a story that we talk about in a section that we did about franchising. Beef O'Brady's is a brand that has been bolstered by the Beef O'Brady's Bowl, the former St. Petersburg Bowl down at the Trop every year. And in Saudi Arabia, there are apparently 130 McDonald's. So there's certainly a quest, and as these companies look for international expansion, they're finding places with stable governments and where there's an affinity for American food. So it's an interesting story to watch our brands exported to the Middle East of all places.
Yeah, fantastic. Also, you moderated a panel at a big conference in Tampa this week. It's called MediFuture 2023. It's all about disruptive innovation in healthcare. Exactly what came out of this? And what
Those sound like buzzwords, but disruptive innovation is things that make innovation that takes expensive products and makes them less expensive and more accessible to lots of people. And so Tampa Bay, the focus is, why can't Tampa Bay be the global leader in this kind of movement in healthcare? We have lots of medical device companies, we have biotech, lots of applied science. And so this conference, 500 people, and they brought in the guru of disruptive innovation, a guy named Clayton Christensen, who's a Harvard MBA. Tampa Bay is in this position to really sort of own and stick a flag on the ground to be a source for small businesses to create innovation that takes people out of hospitals, with more patient-centric care. That's the way you begin to have an identity.
Look at you, making a difference for everybody.
I hope so.
Absolutely.
That's what we'd like to do.
Always good to see you, Alexis.
And you, Dia.
And for more Business Journal headlines, go to our website, abcactionnews.com/business.